thank you everyone for logging in tonight. Our guest tonight is Izabela. She's going to pronounce her last name for us.
Szymańska, yeah.
And my name is Kathi Ross. I'm your host tonight. We're going to talk about Poland. But before we start, we'll give you some more information about this series of events of My Europe. It's an interactive digital series that lets us guests discover Europe from people like you, Izabela, from people that live in different various countries of Europe and have brought a topic to us, which they're going to present us tonight. And just to let you know, in the winter break in December, we're not going to have an event taking place. The next event is gonna be taking place in January, and all of the events are on the fourth Wednesday of each month. Here we see our network. So we see REG Aachen and some of the Europe's directs like Gütersloh, Dortmund, Duisburg, or Essen, or Aachen are coordinating in the background and searching for young people throughout Europe. If you have any questions to Izabela tonight, you're going to use the Q&A button, which you can find on the outsides of your computer or phone, and just type in the question you have, and I'm going to be asking Izabela these questions throughout the presentation and throughout the meeting. So now we can start. As I said already, tonight we're gonna have Izabela here. She's a student from Wrocław. In German, it's called Breslau. And she is working in the European Union in Wrocław already, and currently educating and teaching young children and doing seminars in all over Europe in different countries such as Moldova or Georgia. And we're so happy to have you here tonight. Thank you for being with us, and I hope we're having a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Now I'm going to share my presentation with you, and we could start with our presentation. So, thank you so much, Kathi, and you need to get to know me a little bit better. So, I'm Izabela Szymańska. I live in Wrocław, Poland, in German, Breslau, yeah, of course. And I would love to tell you a little bit about me, about my city, about my country. And maybe I should start with the fact that I am a student. Yeah, I did my bachelor degree, and now I'm doing my master's degree at the University of Wrocław. And as a student, I love to participate in the students' activity, and one of them is being a part of the project Europa Student Scientific Association. So in this association, we do some activities to promote the idea of European integration and European cooperation in Poland, and encourage people to the idea of Poland being a part of the EU. And our association co-organized this year pre-election debate for the 2023 parliamentary election that took place in Poland this year. And it turned out to be very successful because we invited representatives from six largest, most important parties in Poland right now, and they all showed up. They all answered our questions. We asked them questions that are very important to us, how different parties feel about Poland's future in the European Union. So it was very important for us how they see it and who we can trust with our votes. And we have very big plans to do a similar debate before the elections for the European Parliament next year. So stay tuned for the people that maybe are here from Poland. Maybe you will watch it later on YouTube if you're from Germany. And like besides that, I also work, and I work at the information point of the European Union here in Wrocław. So I want to explain what it is and what I do. So it is very similar work for what Europe Direct Points do. And maybe if you are like a regular viewer right now, you know that this event is hosted and organized by the Europe Direct Points in Germany. And the Europe Direct Points are not only in Germany, but all over the European Union member countries. And like they exist in every member country, member state of the European Union. And it's like the same with the representation of the European Commission and European Parliament office. They also exist in every single member country of the European Union. So we have them, and like in Germany, you have 3 of them. You have one in Berlin, a second in Bonn, and third in Munich. And we have in Poland 2 of them, one in Warsaw, our capital city, and the second one is here in Wrocław. And why I'm talking about it is because I work with the one in Wrocław, because the information point of the European Union is something that helps the representation of European Commission and European Parliament to work better here in the field. All of these points, Europe Direct, information points, representation of the European Commission, they are made here to be closer to the citizen, to do some events here in the field. And because I work in like next to one of them, I take very much, very big part of my job is to take part in their events. And as you can see here in the slideshow, we did have our stand when there was a gay parade, pride parade here in Wrocław. I know that you call it like TSD in Germany, so like it was. Yes. So it was like this. So we had our stand there to support all the people that showed up for the parade. I also do like you mentioned, a lot of lessons for young children or about European Union. I do trainings in Poland for youth, for Erasmus Plus student here in Poland, but also outside of Poland in Moldova or Georgia. And in the European Union, we have many other points that are very similar to ours, like the information point of the EU funds or EURES. I don't know if it's the same called, I think so, yeah. And they are there to help in finding you a job, to regulate promotion of science, or even archiving documents at universities. We call them like European documentation centers. So here in Wrocław, we also create like European points, create like a web together, and we support each other on the daily basis. And from time to time, we organize events also together. So that's what I do in my job. And I hope you understand it very well.
We do. And if someone has questions about that, please forward them to me in the Q&A tool, and then we can ask Izabela together. So I have a question for you. What exactly do you do with the children? So what are topics that you talk about?
Yeah, so it depends on their age, and if they're like younger kids, we do some like coloring books. We try to teach them the anthem of the European Union. We try to like teach them why there are 12 stars on the European flag. and stuff like that. If they are older, like they are maybe some more youth, like they are in the high school, we try to talk to them about the possibilities they have in European Union, about Erasmus program or every other program they have to participate in their life.
All right.
Yeah. And maybe like moving on, like I said before, I live in Wrocław, Breslau in German. And I study here, I work here, and I think it's like a very beautiful city and everyone should visit it and love it as much as I do. And it is placed in the southwestern Poland and it lies along the Oder River. And because of that, it is often called the city of bridges, because we have over 100 bridges, or it is called the Venice of the North. So yeah, and it is built on 12 islands, so maybe that's why. And as you can see here on the photos, we have one of the showing Oder and the other one showing the city center. And yeah, and also like here it is on the map of Poland, so you could like see where exactly it is. And I know that in Germany you have some beautiful Christmas markets, and Wrocław is no worse. And the season begins this Friday. And if you are looking for some place to do a city break this next month, I think Wrocław will be a great choice. Just look like how fabulous it looks.
It looks really fabulous. Looks like you're gonna meet up in one of the little markets and go throughout the old town. It looks really nice.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so right now I'm showing you like a statistic about the population of Wrocław, because it is third biggest city in Poland. It's right after the capital city Warsaw and Krakow, which you might recognize because it is a travel destination for many of you. And this statistic in 2021, there was over 770 residents in Wrocław. And as you can see, it has a meaning in the context of the history, which we will briefly talk about later. But you can see that after the World War II, there was a quick fall in population, and it was because before that, Wrocław was part of Germany, and then when it became a part of Poland, people decided to move, or they were like they needed to move, so that's why it fell down. And like Wrocław also became an asylum for the Ukrainians, and according to data from 2022, every fourth resident of Wrocław is Ukrainian. So they are not counted in the number that I told you before, but they are like very important participants of the social life in Wrocław. And you can see here on the map the biggest city and how many Ukrainians they are in this city. So that's why we do a lot of work with Ukrainian people, because there are a lot of Ukrainians in Wrocław. And going further to history of Wrocław, it is very, very fascinating, because first Wrocław was like originated in 10th century, and it was like a crossroad to the trade route between the Roman Empire and the Baltic Sea, and it also was a trade route linking the Black Sea to Western Europe. So it was very, very important in the terms of transport, and it was like a big city then. And then it was administered by the Polish king, Bolesław, and he established in the year 1000 like the first church here that was like a big part of what makes the city. And then a little bit later in 1138, Wrocław became the first capital of Silesia that was ruled after under the Polish king. And then they decided to invite to Silesia Germans, and they migrated, like very, very good amount of Germans migrated to Wrocław. And the city received self-governing rights in 1261, and it was adopted. It adopted the Magdeburg law, so it was like a constitution based on the German law. And after that, more and more German people started to come to Wrocław, and in 1741, the German ruler Frederick the Great, decided to take Wrocław and like connect it to Prussia, and it became a part of Germany then. And like I said before, like as you saw on the statistics from the population, like the city grown, and in 1910 there were more than 500,000 inhabitants here. And then during World War II, the city was like a very important part for Germans, so they tried to defend the city as long as they could. But then in 1944, when the Russian army showed up, they decided to destroy the city, and 90% of the city's industry and 70% of the residential area were heavily damaged after the World War II. And reconstruction of the city began immediately after the World War II, and now we see Wrocław as it is. And like there are some fun things about Wrocław, not only like the interesting history, but something that we can see today. And Wrocław is called like the city of gnomes, and we have like over 900 of these little creatures all over the town. And as you can see here on the photo, we have Polonek and Germanek that sit in front of the German consulate here in Wrocław, and they are best friends. So even like Germans got their little gnome. And the gnomes are not only like a tourist attraction, but it is also deeply rooted in the Polish history, because in the times of it is, because in the like times of communism, there was like this underground protest that were called Orange Alternative, and they just painted gnomes all over the town with the little orange hats, as you can see here. And it was like a very protesters move for them to do, and it became a thing. And then in 2001 there was a first gnome that the city of Wrocław decided to put, and it's called Papa. And and then it all became a thing. And like you can see that new artists designed hundreds of gnomes for different occasions and companies, and like right now they are 900 of them.
And where are they located usually?
They are all located around town, like really everywhere you can see them. There are a lot of them in the times, like city center, of course, but like all over the town. And I will show you like a couple of them. Here we have Euruś and Komisha, and they are my friends because they are sitting on a windowsill of my workplace. And they are like European gnomes. There was a contest for the name for them, and someone came up with this name. So they are like sweet names for European Union in Polish language. So yeah,
that's a cute story.
Yeah, that's a very cute story. And we have also some of the other gnomes. And on the left, you can see one of the newest gnomes in Wrocław, whom was designed by the volunteers from the European Solidarity Corps here in Wrocław.
Oh.
And yeah, it's like a non-volunteer. And the gnomes also migrated outside of Poland to our partners, our neighbors. So you can see on the right the gnome that is in Dresden, and it is standing outside of the new town hall there, so you can go and see it in Dresden.
Yeah, a little bit closer than Poland, but yeah, that's a nice tourist attraction. So when was the riots when they painted the orange hats again?
Yeah, it was in 1980. It started all in 1980, and it leads to the end of the communists.
All right, so that's the background.
Yeah, that's the background. And you can also like download an app if you come to Wrocław, where there are a map of all the gnomes. You can take a picture with them, and if you collect like most of them, you can like win some prize.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it became a tourist attraction right now.
Really fun game.
Yes, exactly. And of course, Wrocław, as a lot of Polish cities, didn't have the newest infrastructure when we entered the European Union. So I wanted to show you how Wrocław has changed thanks to EU funds, because it is a really important part of the town. And Poland benefited a lot from the EU funds, and we got somewhat around 3 billion zlotys for infrastructure and social projects from 2004 when we entered, and some of it visibly seen in Wrocław. As you can see here, we have the main railway station that was renovated in 2012 and was co-financed from EU funds for the amount of 150 million zlotys. So that's this. We also have one of the biggest roundabouts here in Wrocław, which is located in like one of the most important area in Wrocław, because it's next to buildings of three great universities: University of Wrocław, Wrocław University of Science and Technology, and also Wrocław University of Environmental and Life Science. So there are a lot of students there, and it was very needed to do such an infrastructure for this.
Which is your university?
University of Wrocław is mine.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and like the EU funds for this project was like 26 million zlotys, around that. Then we have also the airport that was first built in 1938 by the German military. And then, of course, it was like included in Polish infrastructure. And the first foreign connection that were launched in this airport was in 1983. And it was a connection to Frankfurt am Main. So yeah, so it was like not that long ago. And then the next connection was to Düsseldorf, and then Vienna and Copenhagen. And now you can fly like from there to all over the world. Like, for example, just a month ago, they launched a new connection to Seoul, South Korea. So it's benefited a lot from the EU funds, and it got over 128 million zlotys from the EU funds. And yeah.
Before you go on, we have a quick question about the currency, because you already said zlotys a lot of times. Maybe I don't know if you know where it comes from, that you guys don't have euro, or maybe we can later to that topic, but maybe you can give a quick.
It is a little bit connected with like what we do, what our government in Poland is doing. So we can like go to this later, but like quickly, złoty is like a Polish currency. We don't have euro, and like €1 is like 450 zloty. So it's like this, and we will need to have euro someday because it's what we agreed on when we entered the European Union. But right now, the Poland is not ready to go to euro. Right now, we have such like a big inflation right now, so it would not be safe to turn zloty to euro right now. But yeah, we can like go to this back later.
Yeah, that would be nice. Thank you for the quick answer, and thanks for the question.
Yes. And then like one of the last EU-founded project I want to show you is the Centennial Hall. In Polish, it is called Hala Stulecia, and it was first built in 1911, 1912. But it was like for this big occasion because they wanted to celebrate 100 from the time when King Frederick William III of Prussia called upon the Prussian people there, and his proclamation "An mein Volk," to my people, and that's why they decided for the 100 years to build this building. And it is a very historical building. It is on the UNESCO list. I hope I pronounce it also right in the English. And the hall, the hall was there to host exhibitions, concerts, theatrical and opera performance, and sports events, and it still does the thing. And it was renovated with the use of the EU funds for the amount of 58 million zlotys. And as you can recognize maybe the building, it was used in the new Hunger Games movie, you know, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And the movie was filmed here inside of the Centennial Hall. And some of the other shots in the movie were also filmed near Wrocław, so you can check it up when you're gonna go to the cinema and see our Wrocław, like one of the pieces from Wrocław there in the movie.
Wow. Poland is everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can go to this one topic that is very close to my heart because Wrocław became an European capital of culture in 2016. The city wanted to be European capital of culture for a long time, so it happened in 2016, and I think that it went really well. It is one of the most significant European Union programs, the capital of culture, and Wrocław was chosen from numerous cities, and it held this title with San Sebastian in Spain because there are always like 2 or 3 of the capital of cultures each year. And Wrocław is very well known from the Jazz on the Oder Festival or the New Horizon International Film Festival, which was presented then in this year also. And for many old residents of Wrocław and many of our Ukrainian friends, Wrocław decided to invite Lviv to also be a part of this journey. And in the month of April, Ukrainian food, Ukrainian songs, Ukrainian poetry could be visible all over the Wrocław. And it was like the first time when the European City of Culture invites different city and its culture to show in theirs. So we were very proud of it and about the support that was shown there.
And
Yeah, and maybe I will try to play a little video for you to see the first weekend when it all opened in 2016. So yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes, so that was Wrocław this season, this year, 2016, and we were very proud of what we do. You can watch more videos on YouTube, what was happening then, about the singers that were performing. So it was a really big event.
It looked really nice.
Thank you.
And have you been participating on the events back then?
I was not living in Wrocław at the time, so I was there only for like maybe one event of this whole. But yeah, it was really nice. And then, like what I was telling about in my introduction, when you were telling about my introduction, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Poland and its path to the European Union, because it is very different from what Germany had, because Germany was one of the founding states of the European Union, of the European integration. And in Poland, it was so different because of the communism and how we were very close to Europe, to Western countries. And it was very hard for us to go there. And the relation between Poland and the European communities were changed in 1989, when communism started to fall, and it was a systemic transformation, and like Polish people decided to stop, and there was something that you can see here in the picture. It is called Round Table Agreements, and it was negotiation between 5th of February and 6th of April in 1989, and the talks involved several hundred representatives of various political and social forces, from authorities, the opposition, and those who tried to remain neutral towards political affairs. They all met and tried to come out with something to make Poland more livable country. And it is a very big event for Polish people. Like, you had the fall of the Berlin Wall. We have our round table. It was very good for us to do something about it. And among other things, the round table led to elections that were like the first free elections, and the government headed by started to be headed by Tadeusz Mazowiecki, and he did this expose. He talked about how he wants to open Poland to Europe and bring back Poland to Europe. that was very meaningful for us, and one thing led to another, and on April 8th, 1994, we submitted official application to the EU Council for Poland's membership in the European Union. So very happy about that. And negotiations started on April 4th, 1998, and the beginning consisted of so-called screenings. I think like every country needs to go with all of this, and the screening is just like analyzing Polish law and the European Union law, and you know, you make decisions about the acts that will be implemented, those that require some negotiations, and you just review all the documents from your law, from European Union law, to make them compatible. And it took over a year and ended in October 1999. And this opened the way to the next stage of the negotiations, that were some procedures that we needed to come out with our own negotiation conditions. Then we needed to do a common agreement in our parliament, and of course we needed to create a draft of the accession treaty. So it all took a lot of the time, but all efforts made over the years have finally led to successful conclusion. And the culmination of Polish expectation was to summit in Copenhagen, which took place in 2002. And it was on the summit when it was agreed that Poland would join the European Union in 2004. And we have here a picture of the treaty that was signed on April 16, 2003 in Athens. And it was like the decision that make us believe that it is very real, us joining the European Union. And of course,
That's
it was
so interesting. The audience might have questions to the history part. Maybe we wait some minutes. Maybe there are questions to that part of the presentation. And I still have a question for you. Are there any festivals, or I don't know, like people who think about like the roundtable agreements nowadays, or is it just like, oh yeah, okay, there was something in history, or are there like national things held on that day or something?
To be honest, I don't think there is a lot of celebration there. Like, we know that it happened, we are being showed it in school, we are being reminded of it in television or radio, but we don't have any special celebration for this day.
All right. Okay, yeah. No more questions so far, so please go on.
Okay. And like I said, like after all the negotiations, we Polish people needed to decide if we want to join the European Union. And the referendum took place in June 2003, and it was a very good turnout. It was like 59% of all the people, so it's very good for Polish people. And more than 13 million citizens answered yes on the referendum question. So it was like 77% that decided that they want to join European Union. And you know, it was all then ratified by the President of the Republic of Poland, and President Aleksander Kwaśniewski at the time ratified the treaty in July, and it opened a way for Poland to join the EU on 1st of May 2004. And in this day, we and 9 other countries joined the European Union, and it is a great pleasure to be here today and to talk about it. And you know, there was some official celebration that took place in Dublin because Ireland was then a presidency country in the EU Council, and like the president of the European Parliament at this time visited, welcomed the new countries with the words "Welcome home." So it was a very beautiful event for all of us, and it is like we have this history, and like the thing that we like worry about is the support in Poland for the European Union. And I can show you like a little bit of the statistics I prepared for you today. So first we have statistics about support for Poland's accession before we decided to join. So in 2000 and 2002, and it's like divided for the voivodeships, lands, maybe a little bit, you can call them that, and how many % of people wanted to join. So as you can see, it grew over time, and it leads to something that we see today. So the people wanted to join, more than 50% of the Polish people wanted to join European Union in 2002. And here I have a chart of support towards Poland's membership from this year. And as you can see, it has all the years. So it dropped a little bit in the like before the accession, but then it rised again because people saw how much difference it makes, how much we benefit from being in the European Union. And right now, as you can see, there is a little bit of the going down, and yeah, it's like very a big topic because for the last 8 years, the Polish government was very anti-European Union, we can say. And there was a lot of words like Polexit said. So Polish people like lost a little bit of faith, and they were also like bombarded with bad information. And I think it like very much affected how Polish people see European Union, but not as much as I think the government wished for it to have a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like on the statistic, it doesn't even look like it's 10% or something, right?
Yes, exactly. So it's good. And
Yeah.
now we also had like election a month ago. We are Poland is forming a new government right now, and it is supposed to be more pro-European, and we hope it will help us later. And also, I'm not an economist expert, but I found this data, and I thought that maybe showing it to you would be very helpful, because it shows how the Polish economics looked before the joining the European Union and after, like 10 years later, and you can see very big steps forward with the economy of Poland. So it just like a little bit like we can see how many funds we used, we can see how the unemployment dropped. So it is for the good.
But we have a question on that, because if you go back one slide, we see that there's a lot of there are a lot of people who are pro EU, and the question is on do you know if why people chose the government to be that unfriendly? Do you know where it came from that there was such a government?
Yeah, so like the last government was was picked out when it was like 2014. And around this time. So it was not a great time in the European Union because it was the beginning of the migration like problem. And as Polish people are not so open, and it comes from our like history and being like told what to do from the other side, from the communist side. We don't really like when someone tells us, oh, you need to do this and this. And when Polish people heard that European Union wants them to take all of the refugees, they became a little bit more scared. And the government also was not that open about what they gonna do. They told that, okay, we're gonna protect you from this and everything, but they were not open about other things that they did through the last 8 years. So that's why they voted for the first time. The second time, I don't know. I would like to know myself.
All right, but thank you on your for your side of the view. It gives a little more insight.
It's just my opinion, like, yeah. And it's like the big question, should Poland leave the EU? And as you can see, like in 2018, 73% of the people said no, Poland shouldn't leave the EU. So it is a big number, a little bit. I think it should be bigger number, but of course, like there are people that don't support European Union, and it's okay for them to not support it. And we have something that is like bothering to a lot of Polish people, because there are some funds that are holding back from the European Commission, European Union for Poland, because of the changes that were made in the judiciary branch and by the last government. And here we have like an opinion of Polish people. If do you support like Poland's like backing off from the changes in this system, so that payments to Poland from the EU Recovery Fund could be initiated? And as you can see, like most of the people said yes, please, we can make some changes if it will give us this money that we need after the COVID and everything. So that's very, very like interesting. And this chart is like the most interesting for me, because it's how much do you have trust some of the institutions. And the first one is parliament in Poland. Second one is like ministers, prime minister and ministers in Poland. Third one is political parties, and the last one is European Union. As you can see in blue, like 58% of Polish people trust European Union, which is like very surprising from what we hear all around from the media. So I was very surprised when I saw this chart, and I think it is something to think about a little bit more. It was done this year, so it's brand new. And all of the charts that I was speaking here, they were made by Public Opinion Research Center here in Poland. So they are that you can see them on their website also. And now we stand here before the unknown, and we can wonder about the future of Poland, of the Germany, of the European Union. But the latest events in the world show us that we don't know what's gonna happen later. And that's very true. And then next year is very important because it is our 20 years anniversary in the European Union, ours and 9 other countries. And it is also the year of election to the European Parliament. So we want to celebrate it, and we want also to promote and encourage others to vote to the European Parliament, because I often hear these voices here in Poland that we don't really know what they do. We don't really have a say for what they are voting for. And I say always, like, yeah, we have the say. You just need to go vote to European Parliament in the European Parliament elections, and you will pick who will vote for you there. So it is very important. And on that note, there is something very great for young people all over European Union states, and it is Together EU. I have also written here in German and Polish, but I cannot read it. And
well, in German it's gemeinsam für EU. That's right.
Yeah, okay,
And what about Polish? What does it say?
In Polish, it's wspólnie EU. And it is just a community of people who believe in democracy, who want to encourage others to vote. You can register on the website and you will get like a notification from the events that are happening like near you, and you can help us to promote, to encourage others to take part in the European elections next year. So that's what Together EU is. And I want to thank you so much for listening to me. And if you have any questions, please ask me.
Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for your presentation. It was so nice, and the pictures were so cool. I think we have a good overview on your city, on Poland and Polish government. Thank you so much. And yes, I can just address to the audience, please ask some questions to Izabela. Right now she's here. She might be gone in a few minutes, so so ask your questions.
Starting,
yes, starting with a question to talk about festivals or as celebrations again. Do you know if you guys celebrate the 9th of May?
9th of May, yeah, we have Europe's Day that day. Yeah, it is important for us as in other European countries. Me and at my work, I do a lot of events that day, that week, that we celebrate as we can. We go to parks, we go on the streets, we encourage people to just celebrate this day and to be happy about the fact that we are in the European Union.
That's nice. But do you have any parades or something like that, or
not really parades. Like we try to go there somewhere, but maybe there are parades made by the politicians also. But we as our representation don't do parades. We are in parks, we have our stands, we do like maybe a games in the woods, in the parks, but we are not on the streets as a march.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wait, if you want, you can end your presentation if you want. But
yeah, okay.
We can, like, if you want, then we have a better feeling of talking maybe.
Yes.
And there's another question.
Yeah.
On your point of view, then what do you think is the next election going to bring? Do you think that they vote for a more liberal government?
Okay, so like we just voted, so the next will be in 4 years. But yeah, they're like the government that is right now forming, it is more liberal, and they are, like I said, more pro-European. They are just forming, so they cannot do a lot right now yet, but they are trying. It was like a big thing in Poland when the last government banned the abortion. And this government today, just right now, they were putting a law there to like let abortion be to 12 weeks. So they are starting to do something. They are starting to listen to people, to young people, but we will see how it will go.
Thanks for sharing. And there's another political question. Do you think there will be pro-European protests or events before the European Parliament's election in Poland, or was there something throughout the last month before the election?
Yeah, so pro-European, for sure there will be, because I think not only us, but also politicians will encourage people to vote, because not a lot of people go to this election. So I think there will be parades for sure. I think there will also be parades anti-European. So we need to be prepared for both of these events.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Is there something you still want to talk about your city, or about Poland, or about the EU?
I think I talked like a little bit too much already right now, and I think you can see how Wrocław is very beautiful. You see how much you need to visit Wrocław, and if you visit, you can like maybe meet me and come to my work and ask me questions directly when you will be in Wrocław.
That's so nice. Thanks for the invitation. Yeah, and maybe if you want to, you probably give your email or something if people have questions in later on. Maybe if you want to share, you can just type in your email on the chat, and then you just have to push for all.
Push for all. Okay, yeah. Here, and okay, I will write my email. If you have any question, you can write me. Okay, I hope it is okay.
Yes, I think everyone got that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So save it for later if you ever visit Poland or Wrocław.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's another question, which is really interesting, because the question is, can you say something in Polish?
Oh.
I would be really happy to learn some Polish.
Yeah, but what do you want to learn?
Maybe a saying, a funny saying or something that you can...
saying. We have like a lot of difficult sayings, and I don't think you will like say that, because
difficult.
It is more difficult than my
problem.
name. Yeah. Maybe you should just learn how to say dziękuję. Dziękuję means thank you. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can you say it again slowly?
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję.
Yes, exactly. It just means thank you. So if you come to Poland, you can thank to people around you.
So dziękuję. But maybe it would be nice if you introduce yourself in Polish again, so we can hear like some connected sentence and hear what Polish sounds like.
Okay, so nazywam się Izabela Szymańska.
Wow, that sounds nice.
Okay, yeah. Polish is a very difficult language, so I don't blame anyone that cannot speak it. Yeah, but I think it's very important to know some of the words if you're coming to the country. Like,
yes, for sure. That's always a door opener, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
And once again, to the audience, please ask questions for Izabela. Now she's here, she might be gone in a few minutes, and we want to get to know Poland even more. So yeah. But what is your perception about Polish people in general? Do you think there are a lot of people who travel? Do you think there are a lot of people who who are pro-Europe and like the spirit of the EU, or yeah, what is your perception of that?
Yeah, so it is like a hard topic for me to say, because in the one hand I have this I live in Wrocław. I am all over me. There are like people from young people. There are people who are pro-European. I meet people who are pro-European, who are very open, tolerant, and I am originally from a little town in the center of Poland, and there is not so much of the Polish people that are open there. So it is not that easy for me to say, but like I think most of the Polish people are open to European Union. They just need to know more about what European Union does, and we need to bring the European Union closer to them, because they always have this feeling that it is something that is far away, and that they don't really have anything to decide on when it comes to European Union. So we need to show them that they have a decision to make, and it is a very open subject for everyone. So yeah.
That sounds really nice, and that sounds like a good ending. Okay, one last question.
Yeah.
Really like really question that I don't know if you can answer, but what are the rental prices in Poland and in your city? Rate rather high or lower? What do you think? How do you compare it to other capitals of the EU, or maybe other cities in Poland? What do you think?
Okay, I think like the rental situation right now, it is really, really bad, and not only in Poland but other cities. I know for the fact that it is very hard to find a good apartment in the good price, whether it is in Warsaw, Berlin, or Amsterdam. So I think all the capital cities have the same problem. The Wrocław is very high on the list. We have a very high rent, so it is not a good town if you don't have a stable job or you don't have a stable income.
Do you know about, like, on average, how much do you have to spend? Maybe in Zloty or in Europe?
Yeah, so on average, I think you need to spend like more than 1,000 zlotys to rent something. I think there are also cheaper and like highest priced apartments, but I think like 1,000 would be like the middle range, and yeah, it is
compared to the average income. What is it about?
Oh my God, it's like maybe that is a hard question. I think like it can be like 1/3 of the income. I'm not sure. I like I said, I'm not an expert of the on the economic stuff, so I cannot really help right now in this matter.
Well, yeah, it's totally fine. I think we have a good overview, and maybe like, oh yeah, okay, that could be it. I think that's totally enough for our needs. And if someone is more interested, I think we have the internet, which we can get the information from. So thank you so much, Izabela, for being here tonight and sharing so much of your city and your country with us. I think that was a good first overview and a first historical side as well. We learned such a lot tonight. Thank you for being here. And I think we all see us together in January again. And then hope everyone enjoyed the event tonight.
Thank you so much for the event.
Can we say something, goodbye in Polish again?
Yeah, we can say do widzenia.
Do widzenia, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. That was Europe Direct, Europe my Europe tonight. And everyone have a good, wonderful night. Goodbye.
Bye.